2 seasons, we have been introduced to 12 different genetic identicals from Project Leda, and with the introduction of the Project Castor Boys, this season is guaranteed to be filled with clone craziness. Alright, to kick things off for you guys, we have a special sneak peek at Season 3, and it's jam-packed with everything you need to know, plus some exclusive, never-before-seen footage that you can only see here at WonderCon. Should we bring out our stars? Well, to quote the mysterious clone at the end of that sneak peek, holy doodle, here we go. Alright guys, this is the man who came up with the idea for that brilliant 4-clone dance party. He is Orphan Black's co-creator and writer, Graham Manson. Alright, don't you dare piss off this suburbanite, because they will never find your body. Give it up for Christian Bruce! From Hall to Rachel's boy toy, and now the military's newest major, give a salute to Dylan Bruce! Without a doubt, she has the best hair on TV, and she's the woman we all want to make crazy science with. Say hello to Evelyn Brochu! She is our mysterious mama who's got wicked aim with the shotgun. Say oi oi to Maria Doyle Kennedy! And last but certainly not least, he is our sister brother, an honorary clone who makes assless chaps look amazing. Jordan Tavares! Alright guys, I am so excited to have you all here today, but of course, we are missing the one woman who could fill 12 more seats on this panel. The amazing Tatiana Maslany couldn't make it today, but it wasn't from lack of trying, and to make it up to you, she went ahead and sent this special message that you can only watch here. Season 3 scoop that I know you're dying to hear. Our fearless leader Graham has a few words for you.
So we do this quite a bit where we sneak peek you guys just before the premiere of the season. And I have to ask very kindly to not tweet and not spoil and not Tumblr and not do any of that stuff. If you guys could just do that for us, we would honor you forever and get you in free next year.
Awesome guys, well let's get started. So for everyone on the panel, for the first 2 seasons, you guys have watched Tat transform herself into countless different characters. Now with the introduction of the Castor clones, what's it like watching Ari Millen do the same?
Yeah, I work with the Castor Boys a lot. Ari, you know, Tatiana, she set the bar so high, and you know, it's unfair to Ari to try to live up to the expectations that Tatiana set for him, and he really kicked ass this year, guys. Like, I am so proud of him. I cannot wait for you all to see what he's done with these boys. He's such a wonderful, lovely guy, and you know, he plays these creeps so well. You guys should all be really, really excited because he poured his heart and soul into all these characters, and he did a spectacular job. What do you think, Graham?
Yeah, he's you know, they're this. He was raised more as a wolf pack whereas Lita were raised in this, you know, social environment where they didn't know each other and they were they were in this experiment that raised them very differently on purpose. The boys weren't raised like that. So he's got this far more subtle job of trying to portray this new kind of family for the show, which is like a really bent band of brothers.
Now, Jordan, Felix has become an integral part of Clone Club, and he's grown closer to Helena, Allison, and Cosima all in season 2. What's his role going to be like in season 3, and is he going to be getting closer to any of the other clones?
Well, I think he shares a lot more time with Cosima this year, which was great for me. I know. It was kind of a long time coming, and not in any way to reduce these characters to their sexuality, but they have this thing in common. And it's something that Lita and Castor and any of the sisters, it's something that none of them can relate to. It's a very specific thing, having to come out, feeling like an outsider, ever feeling oppressed. It's a very specific kind of feeling that I think these characters on an unspoken level get to relate to one another over. And I think their loneliness, you know, I think that things are, it's safe to, yes, I agree. You know, I think Cosima is, she's a bit insular, like in how she operates with the science, and that's her obsession, that's her passion. She's lonely, and Felix is too. We see him, there's a lot of sexual partners, but, you know, I don't know how many people would take him on dates. I know, and that's a scary thing too for me, you know, for me as a person myself, to then reveal and share with you guys and share with the audience that I know something about what it means to be lonely, or what it means to be going to sleep at night and wishing there was somebody next to you. That's, you know, it's embarrassing, it's uncomfortable, it's scary, but it's what we do as actors, and we hope that we find some solace and some understanding in the shared experience.
Well, the good thing is that we know that Felix will always have his sister, will always have Sarah, and to give you guys a special sneak peek as to what's coming up for Felix, let's take a look.
I don't know, and I think he even had a line at some point, there was something like, don't pick up, I wanted to even bother. It was something along those lines, but that's such a sibling thing too, isn't it? You know, you're telling your sibling, like, don't do that, don't do it, as they inch like closer to the wall socket before they put their finger in. And then you're at the hospital.
Getting a little personal there?
I did. It wasn't my finger, it was the house key.
I did the same thing! My sister told me it was a door that unlocked a
I
magic.
thought it was a secret passage too.
Yes!
Also, apparently we're not very smart.
No! Not at all! Well, in that sneak peek clip, we saw that Sarah and Felix were discussing Mrs. S's betrayal to hand over Helena. Now, Maria, do you feel like she made the right choice?
Oh God, I think that was a really dangerous move for her to make. It was really duplicitous, obviously. I mean, she makes lots of crazy decisions, but she always has a good reason for making them, and she's doing them ultimately to protect her family. Betraying Helena is a little closer to the edge in that respect. Helena, well, we met her as she was trying to kill Sarah, but you know, they did develop a relationship. They understood where they came from. For Mrs. S to make a decision to betray her, even though she's doing it to try and protect Sarah and Kira and find some safety for them, it's a fundamental shift, I think, in terms of where she's prepared to go. It was hard to do, and also in doing it, I knew there would be massive consequences. Obviously, I knew that it would have a huge effect on my relationship with Sarah and within our family generally, that it would be a major rupture. I still felt that I had to do it.
Well, we actually have the sneak peek clip where Mrs. S admits her betrayal, and she definitely seems a little guilty in it.
I thought it was a mutual decision that we made there.
Now, everyone's past seems to be a bit of a mystery on this series, Graham, which Project Lita clones will we be getting to know more this year?
Which Project Lita?
Oh yeah.
Um,
'Cause I know I'm curious about Beth's past, and I want to know more about Katya.
you want to know about Yannicka Zingler? Well, without giving too much away, I know there's tons of people that are intrigued by Beth. And, so am I. And so is John Fawcett, who won't let up about it. This year we do something really interesting to open up Beth's story a crack. And it's definitely in our cards in the future to look deeper into Beth. And Tat, for one, was really excited to step back into those high-heeled shoes that she only wore for like 4 seconds. It's something that we're really excited about, and it's kind of a beautiful thing. I think people are going to get a little bit clamped.
Now, speaking of beautiful things, 4 of our stars up here, Dylan, Evelyn, Christian, and Jordan, have been romantically linked to one of our clones. Now, I need to know, which clone combination do you guys feel like has the most chemistry on screen?
Okay, you know what?
I have I just laughed so hard into the microphone.
Listen, all I'm going to say is the last time we saw Donnie, we saw his backside. Because of a little romance, so...
Do you know what the thing is, too, though? It's such different chemistry with each different couple. Like, Allison and Donnie are so fun, like, they're funny. They're fun, they're funny, they're hilarious to watch. Cosima and Delphine are, like, totally adorable. Like, how can you not love that relationship? Tony and Felix was just hypnotic and weird.
And we all have such different backsides.
I think they often ask us who's the best kisser, and I think, strangely, I think it is always a question of chemistry, just like in real life. It's not having no one's a perfect kisser, but everybody's a perfect kisser for someone. And I think each of us has found our clone, and I think that's why it's special. Yeah.
We're all just in love with Tatiana Maslany.
What we can all say is that she's the best kisser.
The question is, who kisses Ari?
Well, I know that there are plenty of Cosima and Delphine fans out there, right? So we actually have a special Cophine sneak peek that we want to share with you guys right now. Evelyn, what are you doing to us? You broke all of our hearts in that video. Talk to us about Delphine's intentions this season. Are we going to find out where her intentions truly lie?
I think all the themes that are going to be Delphine's themes for this season are in this scene. That promise is going to be very important. Is she going to live up to it? Her new position in regards to topside and dyad and even caster and being involved and involving in her getting the other clones to be involved with her plan, because she does have a plan. What's going to be fun to see is that she's not going to unveil her intentions as fast as we'd like, because when you're in a position of power, to keep that power, sometimes you got to keep secrets, and you've got to make hard choices and sacrifices, and sometimes they're heartbreaking decisions. But the beautiful thing about power too is that you get a chance at doing what you need to be doing, and you also get a chance at revenge.
Now we know that everyone has secrets on Orphan Black, but I want each of you guys to go down the line and spill a deep, dark secret about your character that no one knows. Starting with Jordan.
He's never been in love.
Way to bring it down.
sorry.
Maria, what can you spill about Mrs. X?
She doesn't really like tea. Not true.
And how about Delphine?
She's not French. No, I'm kidding.
She's
I'm
Belgian.
totally kidding. You know, it's kind of similar to yours, but different. I don't think she wanted to ever be in love.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
And how about Paul?
The real reason Paul orchestrated the trade for Elena was because he was looking to put another clone notch in his belt. He's got a thing for Shakira lookalikes that could kill you in your sleep.
I think with Donald is, nobody knows this, but he hates wearing boxers. Wait, everybody knows that. He's a lot tougher than he looks.
Yeah.
We actually now have a Twitter question for Dylan. At Project Caster wants to know, you were the only sexy uniform guy, and now we have Ari Miller. Are you worried about that? Hashtag BDP.
Wow. Am I worried about that?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen me with my shirt off? Sorry, I just sounded like the biggest vain idiot.
Anybody who hasn't.
Yes, Ari
Head over
is
to
very-
male celebs.
Dylan, don't forget who gave you your nickname.
I don't forget that. I never will forget. She actually came up with the BDP acronym. So
No!
everyone-
I came up with Hot Paul.
Oh, Hot Paul, sorry. That was bringing up with the
Not
BDP. She came up with a Hot Paul, so thanks for that, man. I
You're
really appreciate
so
that.
welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. But we actually have a special sneak peek with Paul and the Caster clone, so I'll let you guys both of his hands in the clone cookie jars. Are we going to be finding out more about Paul's past?
Yeah, I think a lot of questions are answered this season for sure. Paul's finally in his element with the military and with the Caster boys. He's kind of, I don't know, quasi-leader of the wolf pack. He tries to keep these kids in check. So yeah, I had a lot of fun, and there's a really interesting story arc for Paul this year, and I think everybody's going to be blown away and really excited to see it. So yeah, I had a lot of fun playing it for sure.
Now, Graham, I know I'm not the only one who was blown away by that 4-clone dance party. That was amazing. Now, in the Season 2 DVD bonus features, you promised a 5-clone Thanksgiving dinner. Please tell me that that's coming up.
Oh my God. Did I really say that?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? When we get to the finale, there's no way to keep John out of doing some giant clone scene, some hugely, technically almost impossible clone scene. You know, we've done it each season. We certainly did it at the end of the second season. And it's another thing, it's one of the things now that we really plan for. Because we have to go to the networks and ask for an extra day to do it, of course, because to do those kind of scenes, takes us 2 full days. But I will say that we almost do that. We almost, what was it again?
A 5-clone Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, it's something like that.
All right, switching it over to Team Hendrix. We've seen that Allison and Donnie are stronger when they're together, and according to this sneak peek clip, they're going to be spending even more time together in season 3.
Can I just say, I feel like Donnie is going to, after this season, be even more quoted than Felix is. On all the Tumblrs, on all the Twitter, you have amazing lines this year.
Thank you.
And, well, the delivery is there. I mean, both of you. Not to, it's 50, it's great.
Jordan ad-libs most of his great lines.
Now, Christian, Donnie and Allison have always been the comic relief of Orphan Black. Can we expect more of the same in season 3, or are they gonna bury someone else in the garage?
Well, the fun thing about playing Donnie is, yeah, there is a lot of comedic relief between Donnie and Allison, but every once in a while I like to throw some drama in there, and they certainly don't disappoint with that this season. But now that Donnie and Allison are working together and their Team Hendrix is a real force to be reckoned with, Donnie is spending a lot of time at home now that he's jobless, and they've got to find a way to make a living. So, yeah, Team Hendrix is going to tear up the suburbs.
All right, and we know that Tatiana is the master of taking on other identities, and I want to know who here can do an impression of one of the other Orphan Black characters.
I could totally do it. He's like, really intense.
I can do a John Fawcett. I can do John. He's not here, so I'll do John.
Go for it.
Okay, you know, in this scene, I think you're just really, you know, we gotta see more of that, you know, get the humor, just make it funny, bring the funny. Just bring the funny.
That was really good, but isn't John's like, so, okay, like, guys, I think that it could be really good. I just think that we could make it like a bit cooler, you know?
You need to have a few energy drinks, though, to really bring
Yeah,
up
there's some Red Bull in there somewhere. Or how about an Allison? We all have an Allison.
Jordan, I hear you do me. I've heard it, and I've heard you do me.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
yeah.
do you?
I do a really,
You'd think I'd know.
I do a really bad you. Yeah. I do a really bad impression of you.
Do Allison, you obviously have.
Hello, Tony.
It's getting hot up here.
We're going to toss it to the fans, so if you guys have any questions, go ahead and start lining up. Nice. You got there so fast. Go for it. And guys, let's try and limit the marriage proposals.
Okay, so my question is, how is it to work with Tatiana, you know, because she plays so many different characters, like with the dancing, you know, how you guys were, Felix, you were all dancing together. I know you guys did it in different scenes, like I saw in the clip, but how is it, like, when you're working with them on set, and it's like, it's just crazy, how do you guys do it, like, when the clones are together, they're holding hands, they're touching, they're hugging. How?
Graham, I think you got this one.
Tell me the magic.
I mean, technically, I gotta let the actors talk about what it's like to actually work with Tatiana, but technically, the twinning, the clone scenes with 2 or more clones, whenever you see the camera moving and it's not just the standard over the shoulder, what we do with doubles and simple split screen techniques, we use a motion control system called the Techno Dolly that allows you to do all of those camera moves and focus pulls, and then Tatiana works with her doubles, who are awesome and get not enough credit, to block out the scene, and then they leave the scene and she plays it absolutely empty. And then by the time she's done that, everybody's changed wardrobe and she's back around to doing it again. On the monitor, you're watching in real time Tatiana act with Tatiana. So we are, you know, it's a composite image at that point, and it's a really cool system that we call the time vampire, because it'll just kill your day.
It's really weird to do it because, and it makes you admire her that much more because it's actually acting opposite a tennis ball. I had to do one this season, and I was like, which tennis ball are we looking at now? And I couldn't believe how she's so technically amazing, yet so free, and channels this like superpower of truth and greatness. I don't know.
It's true though, like when you're so, because if I was interacting with like Sarah here, and we're both in the same frame, and there's supposed to be a Casima over here that's like a tennis ball. So we're like, you know, we're having to reference and talk to and look at this Casima that doesn't exist. And if I'm right next to her, I'm terrified that accidentally I might move my arm in a certain way that it goes through the casima that doesn't exist yet. So you sort of just like sit very still, but it's trying to get out of that idea that you can't be alive and you can't be spontaneous and you can still have some muscularity to you. You don't have to feel so constrained. But Tat does it like I think it's just like breathing for her now.
Can I just, you know, I live in Ireland, so I don't get to watch whoa. Whoa. But I don't get to watch it at the same time as everybody else or in real time. So I often watch it on my own, like a day later or the middle of the night or something like that. And when I saw the clone dance scene, that was the thing that expressed it most for me. What happens and how much I care about it. It was like 2 minutes of a scene and it made me cry. And also, there's no words. It's not about speaking, it's about the emotion and about how much we care now about all those and how much they are different. Even though they're her, they're different, completely different people that we care about. And seeing them together in a room emotionally and connecting and trying to find each other was just incredibly moving.
All right, next question.
Thank you. Okay, I'm not going to waste everyone's time, just compliment you because you're just so amazing. I love you all. My question is more for Felix's character. I know that Graham and his team has something to do with mainstream media these days. You see queer characters not so feminine, seem to be like women, so it's just so refreshing that Felix is so incredibly unapologetic about it. My question really is, Jordan, like, how much of that is scripted and how much, like, all the sass and just the attitude is just you being like, I'm gonna do this?
I mean, there was a very vibrant character on the page. When I first got the script 3 years ago, he was very alive. To me, he was very alive on the page. Instinctually, the lines spoke to me, who this person was, his background as a hustler. I thought this is somebody who lives dangerously. He, you know, it can go so many different ways. You could say, well, either he's really self-assured or he hates himself. You know, one of the two. He loves himself so much he's liberated and that's why he can hustle, or he absolutely hates himself and lives on the edge every day. Could potentially encounter a client that could kill him, and he's so close to, he just sits on that precipice of here but not here. But I think there was also some discovery. I mean, and you can speak to this too, Graham. I think there was a lot of discovery when I brought what I was bringing to the character, and then you guys saw that and thought, this is a version of this person we really like, and how can we write for this?
Yeah, definitely. When I first conceived of the character, for myself personally, I was expecting a character that was a little more like Sarah, that was a little more of a punk. And Jordan brought the sass. So Jordan brought the flamboyance to it, and it really worked, and it differentiated him from his sister in a wonderful way. And then we put him in that long coat, which was awesome.
The Richard E. Grant coat. But that's something that I feel very strongly about and have spoken out about on many occasions, that it's difficult. We get stuck sometimes as a zeitgeist. We get stuck as people of media, purveyors of media. We get stuck representing minorities or representing people one way, whatever way the zeitgeist has at that time deemed socially acceptable or appropriate. But exactly. Absolutely. Some of the most pervasive homophobia I've seen is in the gay community, and it breaks my heart. Transphobia, bisexual phobia, not believing that bisexuality could be a real thing, and then criticizing and lambasting those people for it. It frustrates me to no end, and I try every day whenever I'm approaching the character to remember that he is so much more than his sexuality, that there are components of him that I haven't explored yet. There are parts to him that I don't know exist, things that I discover every day when I step on set and allow other people, other characters to reveal those parts of him and those parts of me. And it's a wonderful reminder that there's just a million shades to everybody. And if we could remember that sometimes, instead of trying to pigeonhole everyone, I think we'd be a lot happier.
we had Allison singing I'm a Bitch in season 1, and we had Helena singing Sugar Sugar in season 2. So is there going to be any more singing by any cast members this season?
Yeah, well,
I won't answer that directly, but I will say you may not all know that Maria Doyle Kennedy has several albums, many records, and is a wonderful, wonderful musician of her own right. Let's just leave it at that.
And last question. It's the last one, because we've got another special sneak peek.
Hey, so the posters this season have the tagline, I am not your property, experiment, etc. for the Lita clones. I'm wondering how you would complete that line for your characters.
I am not your accessory.
Throw it out.
I am not your piece of man meat.
I am not actually your mother.
I am not your schlub. I'm Allison's.
And what about Delphine's?
Wow.
What about?
Yeah. That's a good one. How do I phrase it though? I don't know.
She wants to say, my hair is mine, not yours.
All right, guys. Now, before we close it up, we have one Twitter question, and at Marissa Claire 11 wants to know, can y'all describe season 3 of Orphan Black with a facial expression? So we're gonna pan down, starting with Jordan.
All of us at once?
Go
Thank you very much to our fans. The fans have definitely made our show. And we're so
I would love to take a photo for you guys because I'm doing a Twitter takeover for Yahoo TV and I want to get a big photo.
Can we have like a clone Mexican wave or something?
I'm gonna do maybe a panorama. Is that a thing? Can we do
Yeah,
that on
you can do that.
I'm so old mentally.
I found my sentence, by the way. It took me 20 minutes.
Thank you so much.
Next year.
Thank you to Graham and all of our stars on the panel up here today, and thank you Clone Club for making this hour so amazing.